What is up, you guys? Today we will be playing the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday Night Football. So make sure if you guys can make the game to go. But I just wanted to talk about some things that I've been hearing around in the media, and then also our game plan versus the Seattle Seahawks. So number one is everyone keeps saying that the Rams are the underdogs in this game. I actually don't see that. We basically almost beat their ass at home. And we only lost by a field goal. Like, I have not heard anyone repeat that. All this whole time, I still haven't heard about how the Rams should be the favorites, especially being at home. Oh, but the home game isn't a home game because what it is the Rams don't have home field advantage. Yes, we do. Every time we play Seattle, we always have home field advantage. Like, that should go without saying. Like, these guys don't know what they're talking about at all. Not one bit. But not only that, but we almost beat them by a field goal, and they got away with so much. They keep getting away with false starts. Like, there's no way why the league doesn't call false start on these guys when they're jumping a false start, because their linemen are trash. They can't block, especially their right tackle can't block for crap. And it's been a thing. It's been a thing against the Niners. It was a thing against us. It was a thing against the Vikings. It was more noticeable with the Vikings because there were 4 clear examples of it, and no one has been able to basically say anything about it. Like, we tagged the NFL officiating Twitter account, but they never respond about it. It's funny because they only respond when it comes to, like, clear things that will support them, that they know what they're doing. But when it shows clearly that this guy's jumping off false start and they don't call it or they don't do anything about it, they ignore it. They ignore it. And it's kind of annoying. I feel like Seattle has been babied. They've been carried through the NFL so far. And I think this is the right time for the Rams to smack them in the mouth. They just basically, the Rams, all they have to do is limit what Russell Wilson can do inside the pocket. Like, I know we can win the battle in the trenches. Like, we did that last time. And they called the BS roughing the passer call on Clay Matthews. Like, they always get bailed out. Like, I'm kind of afraid to play them because I know that they're going to get bailed out. Somehow, some way, this season, they're going to get bailed out. The last 2 years, their offensive line has been that terrible. And Russell has been playing great. I'm not going to miscredit him. I think he's played great. But they weren't being carried. And this season, it looks like they're being carried because every time there's a penalty, they don't call it. I think the Vikings were called for like 8 to 10 penalties, and I don't think Seattle had a single one against them. Like, shit like that is why I'm like, okay, well, is there any chance we're going to beat this team? Because I feel like we can. Our DNA is to beat the Seattle Seahawks. We're their kryptonite. But there hasn't been a break. Like, we played them last time, we get rough in the passer, we get holding calls, we get all kinds of stuff. And they don't get anything. And it's not that they're disciplined, it's just they don't call it on them. So that's one thing to keep in mind in this game. We know how Seattle rolls. We know how this season especially, they've been bailed out countless times. But now what do we have to do? What is it that the Rams have to do? Number one is the battle in the trenches. We have to be able to protect Jared. Jared is a pure pocket passer. We knew going into the season he wasn't Lamar, he wasn't Kyler, he wasn't Russell, he wasn't, what's that dude's name? Josh Allen, or I forgot the guy's name. The guy that plays for the Bills. He's just kind of like a scrambling quarterback. He's not Winston. So we know that he's a pure pocket passing quarterback. That's what he does. So let's protect him. I do have a lot of faith in Bobby Evans. He was able to handle his own against Khalil Mack. I'm sure he handled himself very, very good versus anyone that's on that Seahawks defensive line or any of the pass rushers on that, edge rushers on that line. Offensive line has been playing fantastic. I feel like we are in a better situation than we were prior to the season starting. But Seattle has also been playing pretty decent. I mean, they beat the 49ers. And in that game, I kind of didn't care who won. It's whoever's going to lose. But against us, I feel like as long as you run the ball, and Sean McVay has even said it himself that he was an idiot for not giving Todd Gurley the football more often in the season. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be running the football. Twitter, some people on Twitter with blue check marks. I know it's probably not the most reliable source, but they said that I guess there was a sheet that said that McVay was going to give him a lot more carries than he normally does until the end of the year to see how this goes. So I feel that works out great, because if Todd can run the football efficiently, that sets up the pass where Jared Goff is one of the best deep passers in the NFL. Not this season, because we've been forcing it, but when we run the ball with Todd, we can play action to Todd, and then that opens it up for Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, and Brandon Cooks. It's just simple football. It's what we were doing all last 2017 and 2018, and then we changed it up in 2019. So we got to go to what made the Rams, and that is the Goffense, the return of the Goffense. We need to have the Goffense back, which is a play-action pass down the field, and that's simply what the Rams do best. They were doing that. They were number one in doing that, and they were the best offense in the league in 2017 and I think 2018 when they were doing stuff like that. So we got to be that's on the offensive side of the ball. Just run the rock, protect Goff, and play action pass down the field to whoever's open. I'm very, very comfortable with saying that Andrew Whitworth is still pretty damn good. Corbett is a powerhouse. Just needs to learn the playbook more. Blythe is a decent center. And then Edwards and Bobby Evans have been pretty damn good. I mean, they've been the best guard. And I'm going to say, when it comes to Bobby Evans and Whitworth, I'm going to say they're neck and neck right there together on tape. And my Pro Football Focus might not agree, but I don't care what they say. Pro Football Focus is a little lazy when it comes to evaluating offensive line. So I think Bobby Evans is that good. I think it's just as good as Whitworth. He just needs more time. And it's just a little bit more aggressiveness and being able to handle fast pass rushers like that. Now, defensively, we know we got to rough up that offensive line. They like to run the football. Their strong suit is running the ball and then throwing the ball deep in a play action. That's what they are. They're a vertical passing team with Russell kind of scrambling around and seeing who's available. And then they also like to run the football. It's actually a pretty smart offensive scheme. I actually prefer that type of football. I like that because you ground and pound and then you throw the ball deep to their really good wide receivers. So I think the Rams have a rough situation with this team, but they also have Jalen Ramsey out there. Taylor Rapp has been fantastic, and also the defensive line has been able to stop the run as of late. So we just have to make it to where Russell's going to have to try to beat Lamar. And I actually think Lamar is the better version of Russell Wilson, especially this season. And let's see how his team does in the playoffs. But that's why I look at Russell Wilson as a guy that can make things happen. But you know who's his worst enemy? Aaron Donald. Why is Aaron Donald his worst enemy? Because he's always able to find him. He's always able to get Russell Wilson. And I think that's going to work to our best ability. And if you guys hear that in the background, it's raining like cats and dogs where I live. So sorry about that. I'm on the road right now. I usually feel I speak better football. I talk better football when I'm on the road. So if that static kind of bothers you, I'm sorry. But just to tell you guys, I think the Rams are their kryptonite. I think we find a way to do it. A lot of people don't think we can, but I know we can. If you guys are at the game, I'm pretty sure it's raining in LA, so make sure to bring adequate clothing, because if you don't, you're going to get really, really, really wet. I'm actually not going to go to this game. I wish I could, but I can't, unfortunately, and I made plans with family members to actually watch the game at their house in the comfort of my uncle and aunt's home, because they're huge Bears fans, but they want the Rams to win. They don't like Seattle, so that'd be pretty dope. And we're gonna have a lot of food and drink. So hope you guys watch the game. Leave a like, leave a share. Let me know what you think, because I think that we always match up goddamn well against the damn Seattle Seahawks. Like I always say, it doesn't matter how good they are, how bad we are, or vice versa. They play us tough, we play them tough, we make it exciting. But I think we come and smack them in the mouth. Reason number one, they won't have any home field refs to bail them out. That's number one. Number two, I think the Rams are a better situation offensively than they were before. And number three, I think the defense is starting to light a fire on their ass and want to win this game. They want to be, come in this game and get the playoffs and tell them that they still own the division. So we'll see how that goes. Until next time, you guys, go Rams.